Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this logo. I've already done it for them. A friend of mine, and he's having trouble with a couple of things. And the first thing I've noticed is I normally put a yellow box, and we don't need a yellow box because we could just turn this thing yellow and then go to Object, Order, Back a Page, and you can see the white. And then you notice there's some white other places that shouldn't be there at all. So if we look at it under wireframe, you can see the objects, and that's what maybe one of the reasons he was having trouble. So if we just delete these, we'll be a lot better off. Now he's going to paint this board and then tape it down. So we're going to go back to, and then tape it down and then color it so that you can see that there's some white in here. But what we need to do is, let's see what our nudge factor is. And first of all, I'm going to set his duplicate distance on 0, 0. That'll work. So I'm going to move that over and I'm going to left click, no fill, right click outline. And you can see part of it didn't come. So there's the other part. So I'm going to left click, right click. Now you can't just take and make this black because it does that. So what you can do is use the Smart Fill tool to fill that in. And I'm just going to fill it in with red, and that makes one solid object. And then I'm going to left click, right click, but you can't see it because, well, you can see it, but it's not going to work. He needs everything to be a hairline. So I'm going to left click, right click that and see it's a hairline, so that'll work. Now his other problem was the BBQ. If he moves it out of the way, same thing. But I can left click, right click and get an outline and then use the Smart Fill tool to do that, just nudge it right back. And then I'm going to take all that and I'm going to left click, right click and make sure it's a hairline. And it is. And then I can take this knife and left click, right click and make sure it's a hairline, and it is. I can left click, right click. So he's going to cut everything out. Now, because he's going to tape it, I would suggest, and see this is a font and it's already broken apart. So I'm going to grab it all and I'm going to go up to Object and convert it to a curve. And then when I do that, I can left click, right click. Now, because he's going to tape it off and you're going to have to peel tape off, some of the letters are already touching. So what I would do is take my shape tool and get the majority of them and then hold down the shift and deselect that one. Well, that selected them all. We can move it back after we move it. We're just going to move this down a little bit because we want them together. Then I'm going to go through there with the Smart Fill tool. Same thing here. Now, he's going to have to weed out the eye of the dot of the eye. But what I would do is, let me get rid of this on. And I'm going to use the Smart Fill tool on all the letters, just so I know that they're solid. And then I can take and delete that. And then I can left click, right click and make sure it's a hairline and move it, nudge it right back. Sometimes you have to click it on it again. It's a pretty neat logo because it's called Right On Barbecue, and this is the letter of the Q making the knife. The only other thing I suggested, if you zoom in, whoever drew this drew it quite rough. So I would take and, so don't do that. I would take and select all these nodes and delete them. You don't want to change it too much. Like I don't want to mess up that curvature, but I can delete all these. You just want a straighter line, and then see I kind of got a little bit closer to the knife, so I can take that back a little bit. Same thing on the top. The top of the knife should be flat as it could be. So we're going to grab it and just kind of go through here and delete nodes. And I could actually delete all these nodes. That's going to give you a flatter, better cut. I can actually probably swipe through there. Now see, it did jump up a little bit, but I can bring that right back. I must have hit not a red on that. And then I don't want to mess it up too much, but that looks a lot better. There's a little problem up top, but if we do anything to this, we'll really kind of mess it up. We could probably take away that node, but I would back off to make sure nothing's missing. And so that part is kind of square. This part is rounded. So what I could do is take a node and double click on the node, put another node right there and delete that node. And then you could actually take both these nodes and go up here to align and align them horizontally, and that will put them more evenly. Still got a little bit of a curve there, but I'm afraid if we mess it up too much, we're going to change their logo. So anywhere there's a straight, well, see, I don't want to do that. But anyway, this now will cut out if we take that yellow box away and right click and make sure, see, it's not a hairline. Make sure that's all a hairline. That should work out better for him. Pretty cool logo. Hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.